Hello, the topic of this video is to do a quick tour of my workspace, show you where I work, what materials and tools I use, and also give you a quick glimpse into some of my recent paintings. So my workspace is set in our garage. Here is the entrance, and behind me is our storage. And on this side we'll have my small office space, and then next to it is my actual workspace where I do all of my paintings and film most of my videos. My main medium is acrylic paints, so here you can see a range of different acrylic paints by different brands. And for the structure I use also a range of different texture pastes, all ready made and intended for arts and crafts. Let's have a quick look at one of my favorite pastes. This here is one of my current favorites. It's coarse texture paste by Viva Decor. Textured art is really versatile and you can use pretty much whatever tools you can come up with. Two of my favorite tools to create patterns on texture pastes are palette knives. I use these a lot, and then plaster combs or texture combs, or however you want to call them. This one is actually from a thrift store, but these are sold at hardware stores. They're called plaster combs or notch troubles. And I also have a pilot test version of my own texture paste comb that has been 3D printed. I'm still testing and perfecting this, but once I'm finished with my own comb, I'll switch to using these and let the hardware store combs be. And then for spreading the paste and sometimes painting and creating marks, I like to use, for example, filling knives. And to add marks to my more abstract expressionist paintings, I like to include a lot of natural elements such as pine cones, twigs, and so forth. And then for painting, I like to use sponges and just regular artist paintbrushes. Then as bases for my paintings, I mostly use regular stretched canvases, but as good quality texture pastes can be applied on almost any surface, I also often use, for example, plywood or MDF boards, depending on the design I'm going for. And filming and content creation is a huge part of my art business, and with around 1,000 videos filmed, I have some equipment over here to show. So I have a flexible tabletop phone holder, some tripods, and then some studio light equipment. And then during summer and other warm weathers, which in Finland is maybe 3 months in a year, I like to lift the garage door up and let in a lot of natural light. And on this side of my workspace, you will see my current work in progress paintings. And then on the other side, we'll see my empty blank canvases that are still to be turned into paintings. And here's a view from this side of the workspace. This here is an older painting of mine, and it's a good example of very classic textured art. It's an overlapping arches design, which is my most popular design, in red. And this is the most sold and requested design I do, and it's also the most viewed whenever I do process videos. And it's usually done in neutrals, but sometimes, as you could see here in the red example, I like to play around a bit with colors. And then another example of classic textured art is my colored dots series. So this is beige dots, and it's done by laying a lot of individual coarse textured art spots on top of each other. So these two are the very basic and most simple and common textured art designs I've done. And then this coarse dots textured art painting is a more rougher wabi-sabi style version of the beige dots textured art painting we just saw. So the emphasis over here has been more on the background, and it's created with multiple layers and some sgraffito details. Then I used silica sand to make the paste even coarser than it was. And here you can see Vortex, which is one of my larger, more colorful textured art paintings. If we have a closer look, you can see that the background has been created with multiple layers of acrylic paint, and then the actual pattern is created with heavy, coarse texture paste. The Vortex is also one of the first paintings I turned into a canvas print. So behind it you can see my high quality canvas print version of the same painting. And for those who don't know what a canvas print is, let's have a closer look. So this is a high quality image printed on a stretched canvas. So it looks like the original Vortex, but it just doesn't have those textured layers on top. And as a print of the original, I'm able to offer it at a lot more affordable price and also with customizable options, so you can get this in different sizes and with different frames as well. And here you can see one of my other fairly recent paintings, The Path. And as you can see, it has a lot less texture than my usual paintings and a lot more color as well. And the mark making here in the middle is done, as I previously mentioned, with natural elements. So I used a twig with acrylic paint to create the sort of organic and loose mark making element in the middle. And here are some close-up clips of the same painting. I hope you enjoyed the quick tour around the workspace, and as always, I'm happy to help. So if you have any questions about textured art, feel free to ask and I'll be happy to answer. And not to worry, these first 2 introductory videos are now behind us, and in the next video we'll jump straight into learning something new. Thank you for watching.